Hi, PerspectaWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Friday, October 19th, the coldest morning of the season so far. Many areas experienced their first frost of the season in the overnight hours, early Friday morning. Low temperatures in the low to mid 30s in most sections along the I-95 corridor region. Afternoon sunshine will boost temperatures to near 60 degrees today and will turn a little bit warmer tomorrow ahead of the next strong cold frontal system. That front will become quite noticeable upon its arrival tomorrow night into the day on Sunday, as the winds will pick up dramatically out of the north to northwest. Again, strong winds Saturday night will usher in another cold air outbreak for the mid-Atlantic region, the northeast U.S., and much of the eastern U.S. It remains windy on Sunday with temperatures to close out the weekend way below normal for this time of the year. We could have a repeat performance in terms of the potential for frost early Monday morning in many suburban locations of the I-95 corridor. Low temperatures on Monday morning, probably again in the low to mid 30s in many spots. Well, before we get to the near-term weather conditions, just want to show this particular map and talk a little bit about current sea surface temperature anomalies, which we focused in on during the winter outlook, the 2018-2019 winter outlook that is currently right there posted on our homepage of the weather website. This is kind of a neat map of the last 9 winters with the temperature pattern throughout the winter season for the last 9 years in the U.S. And notice the 2 winters of interest here that I want to point out. Back in the middle part of the decade, 2014 to 15 and 2013 to 14 were pretty cold winters in the eastern half of the nation, and there's some similarities to the sea surface temperature pattern right now we'll talk about in a minute compared to those particular winters, namely that area of way above normal sea surface temperatures tucked in just south of the Alaska coastline contributed in large part to these colder than normal winters in the eastern half of the nation. Well, this is the current sea surface temperature anomaly pattern right now, and again focused in on this particular area right here. We talked extensively about this in the winter outlook. Way above normal sea surface temperatures in the northern part of the Pacific Ocean. What this helps to do is help to pump up a ridge in the northwestern part of North America, and a ridge in this area will generally be correlated with a downstream trough in the eastern part of the U.S., and that is your northwest flow that allows for the penetration of cold air masses from northern Canada into the central and eastern U.S. So again, this is the current position of this warm blob in the North Pacific. Now let's take a look back at those couple of winter seasons in the middle part of the decade, 13-14 and 14-15. And here it is. This is the heart of the 2013-2014 winter season in January of that year. Notice a blob of above normal temperatures here in the North Pacific. Let's now jump to the next season, and here we go in the heart of the 2014-2015 winter season. Again, warmer than normal temperatures up in this region. So some similarities to what we're seeing right now in the North Pacific in terms of sea surface temperature anomalies, and those colder winters for the eastern half of the nation in the middle part of the decade. And again, one of the reasons why we focused in on colder than normal and snowier than normal winter for much of the eastern half of the nation, all discussed in detail in the winter outlook. Well, let's get back to the near term. And high pressure sitting right on top of the mid-Atlantic region. That contributed to the frost this morning. It set up conditions perfectly with clear skies and calm conditions. Winds were quite strong yesterday. They died down during the evening hours, set up perfectly for radiational cooling. And again, low temperatures this morning, anywhere from freezing to the mid-30s, and frost in many areas for the first time this year. That high will actually contribute to pretty nice conditions this afternoon. Still, certainly below normal temperatures, but plenty of sunshine. Calm winds will make it feel pretty nice this afternoon with high temperatures near 60 degrees. Here goes the next cold air outbreak, though. It's now moving into the northern plains that will plow to the south and east over the next 24 to 36 hours or so, arrive in the I-95 corridor tomorrow night. Looks like Saturday will be a milder day, high temperatures generally in the 60s in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, ahead of the strong cold front. Winds will become more noticeable during the afternoon hours when there can be a mix of clouds and sun. Maybe a few showers late tonight into the early part of the day on Saturday. But for the most part, not a terrible day on Saturday. A mix of clouds and sun. Again, temperatures in the 60s, but the wind will start to pick up noticeably, and by tomorrow night, it'll be pretty strong, screaming out of the north to northwest as that colder air plunges in to the mid-Atlantic region. And the winds stay strong on Sunday, and we'll be in this air mass here behind that frontal system on Sunday, way below normal for this time of the year, and the high temperatures will struggle to make it to 50 degrees in the I-95 corridor. Well, let's walk through some of the forecast maps of the 6E GFS model run. Again, high pressure dominating the scene here this morning as we close out the work week in the Mid-Atlantic region. Let's jump ahead in 6-hour increments. These maps available at tropicaltidbits.com. Southwesterly flow starts to kick in later today into tonight. Certainly, temperatures tonight will be much milder compared to last night. No worries about frost tonight. In fact, clouds will increase, thicken up, and then showers are likely after midnight. Here, let's move forward here. Here comes a band of showers ahead of that next strong cold front, and it certainly can a good chance of showers after midnight in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City. That band moves out early tomorrow, and the clouds may give way to some sunshine during the midday hours ahead of the main blast of that next cold air outbreak. Here we are now tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon. Here's that strong cold frontal system closing in on the I-95 corridor. But again, we're kind of in the clear here in terms of rainfall. The midday tomorrow certainly can be clouds, but also intervals of sunshine. The breeze will then start to pick up. Here we go by late tomorrow afternoon, early tomorrow night. That front comes on through, maybe a shower, but probably on the dry side in terms of that frontal passage. But then the winds will really intensify in the overnight hours on Saturday going into Sunday morning. Here we are. Notice that pressure gradient after midnight tomorrow night really tightens up. North to northwest winds at least 30-mile-per-hour gusts, perhaps 35 or 40 in parts of the I-95 corridor. Notice the blues showing up here. Some snow bands as a kind of a Great Lakes snow event kicks in. Not a widespread event, but certainly some moisture streams off the still relatively warm water temperatures of the Great Lakes and causes some snow bands downstream in those higher elevation locations. Here we are now by Sunday morning. Look at these streamers here. This is all right associated with that northwest wind flowing over the warm waters of the Great Lakes and causing snow bands in the higher elevations of northwestern Pennsylvania, western New York, for example. Very windy to start the day on Sunday. A way below normal day. High temperatures confined to the 40s in most parts of the D.C., Philly, New York City corridor. The winds will tend to die down late in the day and into the overnight hours on Sunday night. Here we go again. Similar pattern to what happened last night and this morning. High pressure edges in. The winds will die down Sunday evening. Good setup for more frost late Sunday night into early Monday morning. By Monday morning, high pressure sits on top of us. That allows for good radiational cooling. Expect more frost early Monday morning, more low temperatures in the low to mid 30s. And that high pressure will then sit on top of us during the day as we begin the work week. And relatively decent weather coming for the first half of next week. And then attention will start to turn to the southwest. And there still are signs that there could be some trouble, some stormy potential next weekend time frame, somewhere in the Friday, Saturday, Sunday time frame. There could be a system to deal with along the mid-Atlantic coastline. But for now, another cold air outbreak is coming to the mid-Atlantic region. It arrives Saturday night. Really will be felt during the day on Sunday, and there will be strong winds on Saturday night and Sunday associated with that next cold air outbreak. That's it for now. For PerspectiveWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.